Hi everyone. This is the last of 4 parts in a series looking at the quadratic functions and their graphs. And in this lesson we want to turn things around, and instead of saying here's the equation, tell me the graph, we want to look at here's the graph, tell me the equation. So let's look at this first example right here. This is a quadratic equation. It has the graph of a parabola. And it looks like this parabola has been shifted 2 to the right and down 3. Okay? So I know that that function is going to be something squared, and the down 3 is going to be minus 3. Now to move it 2 to the right, remember we have to tweak it with an opposite sign. So instead of going to the right, thinking of that as being a plus 2, I have to have a minus 2 on the inside. So this would be the equation of this graph. X minus 2, the quantity squared, that's going to shift x squared 2 to the right, and the minus 3 is going to move it down 3. How about this one? What do you think this would be the equation of this function that has this graph? Well, it's been shifted 1 to the left and up 3, 1, 2, 3, but it's also been reflected upside down. All right. Well, if it's going to go 1 to the left, then I'm going to have an x plus 1 quantity squared. That's going to move my x squared graph 1 to the left. If I want it to go up 3, then I need a plus 3 outside of the square. And if I want to flip it over, if I want it to be a vertical reflection, then I need a minus outside. So this is going to be the equation that matches that graph. How about this one? Well, this has been moved, it looks like 3 to the right. So I should have an x minus 3 squared there. That'll shift a parabola 3 to the right. Down 2. I'll need a minus 2 outside of it. You might also notice that this looks a little skinnier than my normal x squared graph. Notice it goes over 1 up 2 instead of over 1 up 1. So this has actually been stretched by a factor of 2, so I would need a 2 out front of the x minus 3 squared, and then this would be the equation of that. And these we can all check on our graphing calculator. I'll leave that to you to plug these in and verify that those are correct. Let's look at one more here. F of x, in this one, it's been shifted 1 to the left, so I'm going to have an x plus 1 quantity squared. That'll shift the parabola 1 to the left. It's got to go up 2. This is opening down, and you might notice this one looks a little fatter. Instead of going over 1 down 1, it went over 1 down a half. So I'm going to need a minus to make it open down, and I'm going to need a half to make it open a little wider, a little fatter, like that. All right, so this would be the equation of this graph.